You're on to the very last method of solving system of equation. It is elimination. You have done graphing. You also have done the substitution. And this is elimination, the very last one. Elimination is kind of my favorite. It's because it's very fast, very systematic, and of course you're solving the system. So it's very easy, it's very fast. Anyway, elimination is a method for solving system of linear equation that involves eliminating a variable. So elimination is the process. Eliminating means get rid of or cross out or delete. That's what elimination means. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to eliminate one variable, so I only have left with one. I can solve that, and then using the value of the first variable that I just calculated, I can find my other variable. Now this process is very straightforward, but it only works if you have equations written as ax plus by equals c format. So you have two equations, they need to be written as this. It's called lined up or aligned, which means that if you notice, ax are above each other and by is also above each other. So this is aligned. And they are opposite. They're equal but opposite coefficient. That's also one condition. They are equal but opposite coefficient. In other words, 2 is equals to 2, but opposite coefficient means minus 2, because 2 minus 2 is a 0. This is what I'm trying to do over here, that I have a number that I can cross out as a 0. If since I have a variable, so you can take an example of a variable. If I have a 5x, then the other coefficient I should have is 5x with a negative, because 5x minus 5x is a 0. So this is basically what I'm trying to do over here. Easy, super easy steps. You multiply one or the both equations by an opposite coefficient. This is something advanced, so I don't think I'm doing that over here. So this is extension. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to make sure that they are lined up, and then I'm going to add or maybe subtract the two equations. And once I do that, I'm going to solve for the first variable that I have left over there, and then I'm going to substitute the variable that I just calculated to find the other opposite other opposite variable. Now what does lining up means? I already explained that means ax and by, so x term should be lined up and y should be lined up, c should be lined up with cis. This is lined up. So this type of equation is perfect for elimination. If you notice over here, the first equation is x equals negative 2y plus 1. 7x plus 2y equals 17. So this one is really good for substitution. Why? Because I have this isolated variable. I have this isolated variable with the coefficient of 1. The best method over here is substitution. But you can also use graphing and make the equation, this one, as y equal mx plus b, and then use graphing over there. And you can graph by hand or by calculator. You won't be able to graph the first equation, but if you're using the calculator, this would work. Okay. Opposite coefficient means the coefficients add together to create a zero pair or cancel out each other. I just gave you an example that 5x is opposite of negative 5 because it's equals to a 0. So that is what I'm trying to look for. So let's solve the first question. What is the solution to the system of equation? 5x minus 2y equals 8. 7x plus 2y equals 16. First thing, I need to check whether they are lined up. Yes, they are lined up. X is above x, y is above y, c is above c. Good. I can go from here. Multiply one or both equations to set up opposite coefficient if needed. I don't have to because it's working. I have two equations, 5x minus 2y equals 8. 7x plus 2y equals 16. I do not have to do this step because I can simply work. If you notice which two are equal but opposite, this is what I'm going to eliminate. So all you do is add together and solve. So I'm going to write it one more time. Just like that, I'm going to add, to draw the line. I'm going to add these two. I'm adding them. So basically, if you remember from your early classes, if you are given 10 plus 12, and if you have to line up, you're going to be like 10 plus 12, and you draw a line, and then you add to a 22. So this is basically what I'm trying to do over here. So negative 2y plus 2y is a 0. Cancels out. That's what exactly I did. Elimination. I eliminated the y. Add these two. I'm going to add 5 and 7. 5 and 7 is a 12. So it is 12x equal 8 plus 16 is, what is 8 plus 16? 24. Then divide by 12. X is 2. There you go. One step barely and you have the value of x. That's why this is my favorite. I have the x. I need the solution. That means I need both x and y. I have x, plug in any of the equation to find the y. I'm gonna put it in here because y is positive, so I'm gonna use the second equation to plug in. So 7 times 2 plus 2y equals 16. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2y equals 16. Two-step equation, so subtract 14 on both sides. You're left with 2y equals 16 minus 14 is 2. You divide by 2. You're left with y equals 1. There you go. Your solution is 2, 1. Solution to the system of equation is 2, 1. This is your answer. You should be able to do this example number 2 by yourself because you definitely have a variable that you can eliminate. Just pay attention which one. It should be equal and opposite. So I can give you a clue. It's that. What is the solution to the system of equation? Negative 2x plus 3y equals 13. 4x plus 7y equals 13. So first thing you have to look for is it lined up? Yes, it is lined up. It's lined up. Okay, now look for a variable that you can eliminate. Negative 2x, 4y, now 3y, 7y, that doesn't work. Now, think about if I can eliminate a variable and which one that would be. So what I'm thinking is I can totally eliminate the x if I do something over here. So I can eliminate the x. Now, the easiest way is if I double that, first equation is going to become 4. So now you multiply. So what I'm going to do is I am writing my first equation. And I'm going to multiply it where it is a 4x. So that means I have to multiply this by a 2. So I multiply this whole equation by 2 and see what do I have. You're going to distribute. This is negative 4x plus 6y. 3 times, that's 26. There you go. So this is my new equation that I'm going to use. This is not my equation anymore. That's my equation that I'm going to use. Copy the two equations here. Negative 4x plus 6y equals 26. Copy the second equation. 4x plus 7y equals 13. Wow. Okay. Draw the line. You're going to add them up so that you can eliminate the x. Negative 4 plus 4 is a 0. Cancels out. 6 plus 7 is 13y. 23 plus 13 is 39. You divide by 13 on both sides. Y equals 3. There you go. Y is equals to 3. I have the y. Now I need the x. So plug it in second equation. So 4x plus 7y equals 13. 4x plus 7 times 3. So 4x plus 21 equals 13. So subtract 21 on both sides. 4x equals, what is 13 minus negative 21? Is that 8? Negative 8. Then you divide by 4. X equals negative 2. So, all right. I hope I did it correctly. Solution is negative 2 comma 3. All right. Number 4 is the similar way, but okay. So I'm going to help you number 4, and you can do number 5 by yourself, because number 4 is a little different, and I'm going to show you how. So you have the whole space. It's not, they're not giving you step by step, so you kind of have to work and process by yourself. First thing, let's look up whether they are lined up. So yes, they are lined up. I can use my elimination process. Now look for the equal and opposite variable. Do I have equal and opposite? 2x plus 3y equals 4, 5x plus 6y equals 13. No, they're none of them. It is 5 and this is 2, this is 3 and 6. No. But if I have to make a change so that they're equal, I'm going to multiply the first equation by 2. So multiply the first equation by 2. It is 2x plus 3y equals 4. So if I multiply, this is going to be 4x plus 6y equals 4. So this is a plus and plus. Now I would like to change the sign because I need 1 as a negative. So what do I do is whenever you multiply by a negative, you change the sign. So I'm, instead of multiplying by a positive number, I'm going to multiply by a negative. This way I'm going to have a negative in the y, because that's what I want to eliminate. Negative 4x, negative 6y. This was my goal. I needed to have a negative 6. That's why I multiply by negative 2. And then negative 8. There you go. This is my equation. This is my new equation. I'm going to use this. This is gone. And put in 5x plus 6y equals 13 down. And simply add them up. So negative 4 plus 5x is single x. Negative 6y plus 6y is cancels. This is why I wanted to change the sign, so I multiplied by the negative number. So this is kind of like smart move, that rather than having 10 different steps, you can just simplify or multiply this by a negative number and you will get rid of this. So x is equals to negative 8 and 13. What is that? 5. Okay, x is 5. There you go. I have the x. Let's find the y. So I'm going to use this equation, 5x plus 6y equals 13. X is plugged in as 5. And simply solve. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 6y equals 13. Minus 25 minus 25. 6y is equals to 25 minus 13. Is it negative 12? Yes. Divide by 6. So y is negative 2. There you go. I have both my x and y values. Solution is 5 comma negative 2. Just pay attention. Always write your variable. Always write your left and right hand side. This way you know exactly which one you are dealing with. So this is super fast, super easy. All you're doing is adding or subtracting. Well, technically all you're doing is adding, only you have to multiply by a negative number sometimes. So it's kind of easy. You should be able to do number 5 by yourself because this one is easier. You only multiply by a positive number. I can give you a clue. You can get rid of that y easily. Then you have next to word problems. I can try to help you with one of them. And then at the back, you have 2 more questions. So it says special cases. That means you're either going to have parallel line or, you're going to have parallel lines or overlapping lines. So you would know which one. So after solving, figure that out. Parallel lines or overlapping. So these are the 2 situations you're gonna have, overlapping or parallel lines. Now I can help you a bit that you have an isolated variable, y equals 2x minus 4, and then 2x minus y equals 7. I will do this question by graphing. Because this is y equals, I can make this to y equals and I will use graphing. Or you can also use substitution. But don't go for elimination. This is not lined up. Don't use elimination here. This one, since you cannot do the graphing by hand, so I'm gonna say that do substitution here. It would be an ideal one because you have x equals, so you can't really graph. So that's my clue to you. Okay. Nicole and Sherry are buying food for Thanksgiving from the same store. Nicole purchases 5 turkeys and 2 pies for some money, $64. Sherry purchases 3 turkeys and 1 pie for $37. What is the price of 1 pie from this store? All right, so this question never told you right system of equation. But you need to see over here that you are dealing with 2 variables over here. Turkey and pies. That means it is a system of equation. You have 2 variables and you have 2 totals, $64.37. Sorry, $64.37. 2 totals, 2 variables. That means 2 equations. Let's name our variables. I'm gonna call turkey x because it came first. So turkey is x and pies is y. I need 2 equations, so let's see. First total is 64, second total is 37. So this is the equation for Nicole, and this is the equation for Sherry. That's how it is. Now let's go back and read the question one more time. I don't care about the first sentence because I know they went to store and bought some things. Nicole purchases 5 turkey, so 5x plus 2y. And then Sherry purchases 3 turkey plus 1 pie. All right, what is the price of 1 pie? This is question mark, so I specifically need the y value, not the x. Which method are you going to use? You can use any. You can use substitution, you can use elimination, or you can use graphing, whatever you like. But which one I'm gonna like over here? Of course, these are lined up perfectly. Wait for the bell. So I'm actually going to use the elimination over here because these are lined up and all I have to do is multiply by a specific number and then eliminate, and then way less of the steps. So let me write down the equations over here. 5x plus 2y equals 64. And the second equation is, oh my bad, 3x. 3x plus 1y equals 37. So I do not have opposite or equal over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the second equation by I need a 2 over here, and I need a -2. So I'm going to multiply it by a -2. So let's see. This is -6x plus, oh, sorry, -2y. -7 times 5 is 14. 74. Looks correct. Okay. Then I'm going to copy the first equation down here since I used my space. Draw the line. I'm going to add these two up. That's why I use the elimination, because I have very less steps over here. All I had to do was multiply by -2. -6x plus 5x is -x. 2y cancels out 2y. And this is -10. So x is +10. There you go. I have the x value. I need the y value, not the x. So I have to do one more time the steps. So I'm going to plug it in. I like to take my positive equations. So I'm going to use the second equation and plug the x value. 5 times 10 plus 2y equals 64. No matter what my value is, I always plug in parentheses. This is what you should be doing as well. Always, always, always plug in using the parentheses. You will not make a mistake. 5 times 10 is 50 plus 2y equals 64. Subtract 50 here. You're left with 2y equals 14 divided by 2. So y is equals to 7. What is the price of 1 pie? $7. And I'm sure I'm correct. So sounds correct to me. This way, write the equation on the second one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 questions to do. I believe you can do it.